Hey future and fellow OTs, I'm Thalia and I'm an occupational therapist. Welcome back to my channel. So this week's video is going to be a week in my life as an OT. So today is Monday and I'm currently doing a 9-day fortnight. So the first week I work Monday to Friday and the second week I work Tuesday to Friday. So this is kind of the second week, and so I had today off and we kind of explored. We wanted to go to secondhand shops like Vinny's, Salvo's and Red Cross, but they were all closed. Every single one was closed, so it was a bit disappointing, but we ended up getting some sushi for lunch, going to the library. Finally I got myself a library card in my new town, so that's exciting. Add it to the collection of library cards I've now accumulated over the years. And what else did we do today? Did a little bit of shopping, car wash, so my car's next. I think we're heading to the gym afterwards and signing up for the gym. What else did we do? We also checked out a really nice kind of seafood deli, and we picked up like a seafood pizza and some salmon filo pastries that I'm excited to eat at some point this week. And yeah, so it's been a pretty good day. I think today has been even better than our whole weekend just because we did so much today, so I'm excited. But it's almost over, so it's now 3:30. I thought I'd show you the library books that I picked up. Now, if you know me, I'm not known for getting through many books, but I get very hopeful when I go to the library and excited. So I'll just give you an overview of all the books I picked up. So I've got a few around autism, eating disorders, screen time for kids, because that's coming up a little bit with families. Okay, so it's Thalia from the future. Apparently the clip where I started talking about the books cut out or something. I must accidentally hit the stop recording button. So I'll just talk you through them again. So update is it's now like 2 weeks later. I have apparently 8 days left. Definitely not going to finish all these books, but I did finish this one, the section I was reading on it. So I think, which section did I read? I went straight to what can I do? So this book is more aimed for parents, but I still wanted to see if there was anything kind of groundbreaking that I hadn't thought of or hadn't considered or hadn't learnt yet. Don't think I learnt too much more than what I already knew, but it was still good to kind of reinforce what I'm sharing with parents. Would still recommend that book. It seems like a helpful book for parents. I've started reading this book, which is Practical Guide to Resilience for Preteens and Teenagers on the Autism Spectrum. And again, this book also has like a younger version, which I think would probably also be helpful for ages 2 to 10. So this is kind of 10 and onwards. I've only just started this book. I don't know, probably like 30 pages in so far. So good. It's more like the theory. I'm kind of waiting for the more practical advice to come in, more talking about why it's important and how kids and teens on the spectrum may experience different barriers or different obstacles to resilience and self-esteem, and just the different things they might experience compared to kids not on the spectrum. So these are the other books. Becoming Human. So this one seemed really interesting by the reviews on the back. So the first review was kind of saying anyone who's interested in cognitive science, child development, comparative psychology should read this book. So I was like, yep, that sounds kind of like me. This is a book I think would be more aimed at clinicians, I would say, about eating disorders in childhood and adolescence. So kind of wanting to upskill myself a little bit more in this area. So I haven't looked at this one yet. This is another book about screen time. So I have 2 there. Haven't read this one either yet. And then this one is the history or the story of autism. And It was actually put together by two journalists, so John Donovan and Karen Zucker, and it I think it like starts with, so Donald Triplett was the first person to be diagnosed with autism, so it's like a pretty hefty book. I don't know if you can tell how thick it is, but yeah, so I thought that would definitely be an interesting read, and it goes through all the different decades as well, so it kind of groups it like by years, by history. Until they're calling 1990s the epidemic, and then to today. And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to renew these books so I can get through some of them. I might have to give some of them up, I'm not sure. Hopefully I can renew all of them, be able to return that book. But other than that, I haven't gotten through all of them. Oh no. This was inevitable. Alright, back to the original footage. So I started reading this one a little bit, just like opened the middle of the book and started reading just to get a glimpse of it. And they actually go through ADHD and autism spectrum disorder and the influences, the statistics around kids with those diagnoses experiencing like addictions to technology, or how it's more attractive to, how video games say are more attractive to kids with ADHD. So hopefully I can gain a few bits and pieces from each of those books. But if there's a book in particular you want me to give a review over, or just share the things I've learnt from the sections I end up reading, because I don't think I'll be able to read the entirety of each of these books, just let me know down below. And we went antiquing, which you might have seen on my Insta stories. I don't know where I shared that actually. And of course the one thing I ended up getting is not an antique, but it's just a little French bulldog. Yeah. Also, my earrings today are just from the clearance section of Kmart. Winning. And I finally put up all of my earrings back on their holder, but I am missing a couple, so I need to find where they are. Good morning, future and fellow OTs. So today is Tuesday and I'm off to the office just to kind of prep and plan for my sessions today. I've already had a family cancel just to be on the safe side of a runny nose to next week. And so I have only 2 sessions today. It was going to be an assessment that I was going to do, but today I just have kind of 2 sessions where I've already done the assessment, or it was handed over client and the assessment was already done for me. So I have a home visit this morning, so do a bit of driving, and then this afternoon my last session is in clinic. So headed off to the office, do some prep, get all my resources ready so it's not a scramble for the afternoon, because it can be, and then probably head home, do some paperwork afterwards, and then head back in for my last session. So let's go. Earrings for today. So I've just finished working on some reports the past few hours and had some lunch, and now I'm going to go head over and do some final prep for my next session. I want to work out how we can continue working on zones of regulation and probably start looking at learning some different breathing techniques. I've got a few different breathing visuals. You might kind of test them out and see which ones we like best. So I'm just going to head back over to the office and keep prepping for that, and then I should be finished about 4 o'clock and come home, do some more work, and then head to the gym. Good morning, it is Wednesday. So this morning I only have one assessment due to some cancellations in the afternoon, and so I basically have something at 10:30, an initial assessment, so the first time I'm meeting the family, need to do a report after the session type situation, and then I have kind of the rest of the day to be doing admin, and I'm not short of things to do. Some things on my list are, I have full back-to-back days, Thursday, Friday, so tomorrow and the next day, that I want to prepare and get all the resources ready for. Tomorrow is my travel day, so for the first half of the day I'll be traveling, and then the second half I'm back at the clinic, and then next week's Thursday is all day out in the community, so I'm traveling around. So I want to have all those resources ready so I don't have to get up extra early and go to the clinic to pick them up, but have them already in my car so I can just go straight to the first session. Then of course I have just heaps of reports to write, lots of assessment, pieces of assessment to mark, score, interpret, and put into the report. And I think there's other like emails and calls and little bits scattered here and there that I'll keep doing. But first, this initial assessment and then prepping the next 2 days. Let's go. This morning's earrings, little butterflies. all finished my initial assessment. Now on to resourcing and planning for my sessions tomorrow and Friday. So I've planned my sessions for tomorrow and I've created a list of the games and equipment I need to bring, and then the digital resources I need to prep or make. And then I also need to still think about Friday, because I think I'm going to be doing some cooking, so I need to make sure we have all the ingredients ready for that as well. So so back home, just finished eating lunch, ready to get back into it. It's about 3:30 and I did my resourcing for tomorrow. So I've got a bit of handwriting, going to be working on some spacing, so spacing between words and spacing between individual letters within a word. So something that I've used in the past has been spaghetti and meatball spacing. So I'll just quickly show you. So hopefully that's gonna focus. So spaghetti spaces are little spaces between letters, and then meatball spaces are the bigger spaces in between words. So we'll see how we go. We're kind of taking on that new concept, making sure I'm weaving in their interest, because you know, handwriting can be not an exactly motivating task if it's just plain handwriting or engaging task. So weaving in their interests. So for example, if they liked Lego, I might do a writing task about Lego, or have like Lego borders around the page you're writing on, or if it was dinosaurs, or if it was cars. Like, it really depends on what's the interest. So I've once done speedo dial, which we use for like self-regulation, emotional regulation, which is like too high, just right, too low, or too slow, like that kind of idea. Once used SpongeBob before. So I think angry Squidward was too high, or like the angry zone. Maybe Patrick could have been like the silly zone. And then I think just a calm picture of SpongeBob would have been just right. And then probably Gary the snail would have been too low. But you can really get creative once you know the kids' interests, and I've taken the advice of my supervisor in writing their interests on the inside of their manila folder. So on the inside page here, I'd write the interest so I can just remember it when I go to open their file and plan the next session. It's right there for me. Also have some cutlery that I'm working on tomorrow, cutlery skills. Might do some cooking on Friday, so I planned what I'm going to make as well. And then I think I'm going to do some more pretend play tomorrow afternoon, just to observe dressing, how we go with pretend play, cutlery skills as well. We'll do Play-Doh, probably not real food, just for the little ones I'm working with tomorrow. And yeah, so I think there's just one session on Friday that I need to plan for. Otherwise, hopefully I'm all set for the rest of the week. So going to be working on initial reports that I need to do. So at the moment, I'll let you know how I'm going. Let's see. So I'm using like a Excel spreadsheet at the moment just to keep track, because I have had about 25, there's about at least 25 reports on the go at the moment, which is a lot, and to keep track of parents returning the assessments, and then I need to find time to score them. So it can be a whole lot of moving pieces. So I can do my bit, writing the note, and then I need to wait for the assessments, then I need to find time to score them, and then put the results and interpret them in the report. Then I want to proof, like there's lots of stages. So I've got it all set out in an Excel spreadsheet. So I think it's helping me. I think it's definitely helping me keep track of all the loose pieces, but there's a lot to do, so I'm going to crack on. Good morning everyone, it is Thursday. I'm just about to head off to my school sessions and home sessions out further than the community, so a bit of driving today, but I don't mind that. Unless it's super wet weather, then it gets a bit scary because some of these roads are very windy and it's like, oh, and they have fast speed limits, which I'm not going when it's the wet weather. I'm like, how can someone go 80 around this like quick corner in wet weather? I don't know, maybe some people do.
not me. So I have some handwriting, some cutlery skills today, have a bit of floor time, play sessions I think in the afternoon, pretend play, where I'm going to be using my classic restaurant, cafe, shopping experience to see again a few things of cutlery, dressing, and just pretend play and getting to know and building that trust and rapport with little ones this afternoon. It's a pretty jam-packed day. I should get back right at 1. I'm meeting with some people at 1:30, and then the rest of the afternoon is appointments, so I think I only have literally half an hour to go to the bathroom and eat food, and that just seems to be the way on these travel days. I'm always busting for the bathroom. And yes, so I have always made it back in time, but there's been some moments where I'm like, I don't know if I can make it. But we've made it through, and I've stopped drinking water. That's my habit. I just keep drinking water while I'm driving because I like water, and it never ends well. Well, it's been okay. Anyway. So, yeah, so we do a little logbook to write down our odometer, because I use my own car to travel for this position. In the past, we've had company cars at different jobs, and then other jobs use just your own car, and you kind of track your record, and I think you put it in at like tax time next year. So I'm going to do that before I head off. Otherwise, let's go. Oh, I'm liking these Kmart earrings. They're very like loud and fun, and I like that. I'm hoping the little ones this afternoon don't pull on them, but I'll just take them out straight away if I see them coming. They usually come for my glasses, or my watch. But usually can distract them away from that, and it's never ended badly. So, alright, talk to you guys soon.
Hello future OTs. So it's now actually Saturday. I didn't get a chance to kind of check in and vlog yesterday, which was Friday, but I had pretty exhausting day. I ended up only having my first meal lunch at about 3 o'clock. So I didn't end up having 4 back-to-back. I had 3 in a bit of a gap. So I had an assessment and then 2 just intervention sessions. And I think overall I was happy with how they went. It was a mix of ages, mix of goals, did a little bit of cooking, bit of looking at cutlery and using modified cutlery to see if bigger handles were easy to use, kind of looking at different motions with the cutlery. So with different kids, I'm kind of working on different skills. Could be starting with like spreading, could be just the coordination of using the fork to stabilize the food and then the knife, or more the action of cutting with the knife. There's lots of different things. And then what else did I do? Kind of practicing some functional handwriting. So what I mean by that is think about in daily life, even as an adult, older, young person, young adult, when do we have to use handwriting now in daily tasks? So filling out forms was something that we practiced, might be writing a shopping list, things like that. So we did a bit of that. So then I came home about just after 4, locked up the clinic, and then came home and did some more notes for about 40 minutes-ish, and then kind of chillaxed. I was gonna go to the gym, but we were both like, let's have a break from gym. But we went to the gym this morning, and now we're off to go to a new cafe for brunch. So that was my week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know down below if there's another video you'd like to see. If you have any questions, make sure you give the video a like and subscribe, and check out my Instagram, which is @endless.education, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.